battlefield of Okinawa, a storm of bullets and explosions ripped across a 400-foot cliff. In the middle of it all, one American soldier ran straight into the fight. Completely unarmed, his mission wasn't to take lives, but to save them. This is an incredible true story of combat medic Desmond Doss, a man who, armed only with his faith, single-handedly rescued 75 wounded soldiers from behind enemy lines. He was born in Lynchburg, Virginia in 1919. Desmond Doss was a quiet, devout Seventh-day Adventist. His faith was built on a literal reading of the Bible, especially the commandment, "Thou shalt not kill." This wasn't just a casual belief. It was the code he lived by. When Pearl Harbor was attacked, Doss was working a naval shipyard, a job that could have easily gotten him a draft deferment, but he felt a duty to serve his country. In April of 1942, he volunteered for the Army, but with one big condition: he would serve to save life, not take it. He didn't like the term conscientious objector, preferring to call himself a conscientious cooperator. He just wanted to be a medic. Before shipping out, he married the love of his life, Dorothy Schultz, whose support became his rock. Assigned to the 77th Infantry Division, Doss thought he was on his way to fulfilling his purpose. He had no idea his deepest convictions were about to be put to the ultimate test. For Doss, basic training was a special kind of hell. He was assigned to an infantry rifle company, and his refusal to even touch a weapon was met with open hostility. His fellow soldiers saw him as a coward and a massive liability. They mocked him, threw boots at him while he prayed, and called him every name in the book. One man even told him to his face, "Doss, as soon as we get into combat, I'll make sure you won't come back alive." His superiors weren't any better. They tried everything to get rid of him. First by claiming he was mentally unstable, then by threatening him with a court-martial for refusing a direct order to carry a rifle. But Doss wouldn't budge. He wasn't refusing to serve. He was refusing to kill. He finally got his wish and was allowed to train as a medic, but the men in his unit still treated him like an outcast. It would take the crucible of combat to change their minds. And even before Okinawa, Doss proved his mettle, earning a Bronze Star for repeatedly running into the enemy fire to help the wounded in Guam. In 1945, the 77th Division was sent to Okinawa for one of the bloodiest battles of the Pacific War. Their target was a monstrous 400-foot cliff called the Maeda Escarpment, better known as Hacksaw Ridge. The top was a heavily fortified plateau, crawling with Japanese soldiers dug into a labyrinth of caves and tunnels. On May 5th, American troops fought their way to the summit, only to be hit by a ferocious counterattack. A brutal onslaught of machine gun, mortar, and artillery fire inflicted about 75 casualties, forcing the survivors to retreat back down the cliff. But one man refused to run for cover. Desmond Doss stayed on the ridge, completely exposed, surrounded by his wounded and dying comrades. While everyone else scrambled to safety, Doss ran straight back into the firestorm. One by one, he treated the injured, dragged them to the edge of the escarpment, and single-handedly lowered them down the cliff face using a rope-supported litter. With every man he saved, he prayed a simple prayer: "Lord, please help me get one more." For hours, under constant enemy fire, Doss did this over and over, saving an estimated 75 men. His heroism didn't end there. In the days that followed, he crawled 100 yards under fire to rescue a wounded man near an enemy cave. But his luck eventually ran out. During a night attack, a grenade exploded, riddling his legs with 17 pieces of shrapnel. Even then, he waited 5 hours for litter bearers rather than call another medic out from cover. As he was being carried away, he was hit again, this time by a sniper's bullet that badly wounded his arm. On October 12, 1945, Corporal Desmond Doss stood on the White House lawn. President Harry S. Truman fastened the Medal of Honor around his neck, making Doss the first conspicuous objector from World War II to receive the nation's highest award for valor. As Truman shook his hand, he told him, "I'm proud of you. You really deserve this. I consider this a great honor than being president." Of the 16 million Americans who served in the war, only 431 received the Medal of Honor. Desmond Doss earned his without firing a single shot. His story is a powerful reminder that courage isn't always about the will to fight. Sometimes it's about the unwavering conviction to save. He proved to everyone that true strength isn't just found in a weapon, but in faith. If you found this story of incredible courage inspiring, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Let me know in the comments what other historical heroes you would like to see covered next.